There will be no high school football, volleyball, or soccer in Colorado this fall. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. This just in, golf, softball, and cross country are safe. Football, boys soccer, and girls volleyball are not, as CHSAA makes a final decision about fall high school sports. That decision was handed down this afternoon, confirming that high-contact sports will not be allowed this fall based on state guidance. They could be shuffled to later this school year, though. Football starting in late February, volleyball and soccer in early March. Unknown for now is rugby, not included in CHSAA's decision. Governor Jared Polis at a press conference today.
It's not going to look like any other season. Obviously, if there's a coronavirus outbreak on a team or at a school, there will be scheduling changes, there will be games missed.
Low-contact sports like golf are already practicing, including the Tigers golf team with new head coach Ryan Scholl.
Sounds to me like this is the first time that golf's been the only topic of conversations at the table at CHSAA.
The biggest question for any student sport this fall is travel.
We're really just trying to dial in what's the maximum numbers we can go to a tournament with in the bus.
The Tigers golf team holds tryouts this week. First tournament is next week or the week after. We have been bombarded by numbers since March, and Julie Suter with Summit County says these three benchmarks are the most important for state officials when looking at COVID recovery.
Hospital capacity and occupancy, and making sure that we don't get above 80%.
Local hospital capacity is at 29% today. The second metric is positive test rate, now sitting at 2.4, half of the state limit. Third, and most important,
where we are in terms of cases per 100,000.
Our new caseload per 100,000 is 45.2, below the local threshold of 50. Meanwhile, Eagle County sits at 309 per 100,000, Garfield at 69.9, Grand County at 46. Officials today confirmed a 15-year-old boy from Colorado Springs drowned while swimming at Lake Granby last Friday. Cause of death is accidental. Summit County Sheriff's Office helped recover his body with a submersible. This is the second drowning of summer in Grand County after a tuber in his 30s died on the Upper Colorado River near Radium Hot Springs in May. Late last week, a Breckenridge company was one of 7 finalists at the Greater Colorado Pitch Series for a chunk of $350,000 in startup funding from investor Corey Finney and his partners.
We had over 100 applications for the event, which blew us away. And they were from every corner of rural Colorado that you could imagine.
The local company, Glade Optics, did not win an investment, but founder Kurt Nichols says this is just the beginning.
What's gotten us this far, I think, has sort of us being scrappy and me sort of putting my head down and trying to figure out, okay, what's step 1, step 2, and just getting after it.
Glade started on the Front Range in 2016 before moving to Summit's Elevate Coast Base in 2017. Nichols designs goggles, hats, outerwear, and helmets, and all he needs now is a big break.
Really, the only thing that's been holding us back is sort of our ability to get product to customers, just because we do sell out in January, February of each year, and we get tons of messages from people just saying like, hey, we want more content. We want to figure out who you are, what you're about.
Nichols hopes to bolster his brand this winter with a 15-part series on ski bum life in Breck. A hotly contested minimum wage vote bringing pay to $15 per hour for unincorporated Summit is delayed indefinitely. The Board of County Commissioners will not vote on the issue until after the new board is elected in November, and commissioners have struggled to win town support. Candidate Erin Young, owner of Red Buffalo Coffee and Tea in Silverthorne, says she would vote no without full buy-in.
The way our county works and how interconnected it is, you cannot do that if any one town is not on board.
In theory, a $15 minimum would help employees afford to live locally, but candidate Alan Bacher says wage is not the solution.
Minimum wage, floors, rent control, ceilings are not effective and result in unintended consequences.
The minimum wage question is one slice of a bigger topic. What role does local government play in commerce, affordability, and national politics? Almost every candidate says public-private partnerships are necessary, especially when balancing a budget. Tamara Pogue.
I'm not a fan of big government or unnecessary government. I think government has a responsibility to the taxpayers in our community to be as efficient and as transparent as possible.
Current Commissioner Elizabeth Lawrence says government needs to take the lead on childcare and healthcare, making affordability equitable.
Making sure that that's still available for all people, not just if you, are white, for example, or...
Candidate Josh Blanchard is proud to support movements like Black Lives Matter and gay rights, but says partisan politics are not healthy for Summit.
We talk about the Summit County spirit and the Summit County way of life, and to me, so much of that is just collaboration, community, and connection. And when we start to see those bonds dissolve, then I think we're really challenged.
Tune in every week for interviews with county commissioner candidates discussing local issues before the November election. In sports, the Rockies play the Giants at 6:40. The Nuggets and Avalanche are off until tomorrow. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Race 2 of the A-Basin Virtual Trail Series wrapped up on Sunday, where Jeremiah Vale was fastest men's and overall finisher on a 6-mile course with 1,700 feet of vert. Steve Dish and women's winner Melissa Belk round out the top 3. Next race in the A-Basin Series is August 13th. Sign up at arapahoebasin.com. Next race in the Summit Trail Running Series is tomorrow, Wednesday, at Baker's Tank near Breck. Get the details at BreckenridgeRecreation.com. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.